The aircraft catapults for this kit are entirely replaced by photo etch and resin upgrades from the FlyHawk detail upgrade kit. When it comes to aircraft catapults, I think this is the most elaborate set I've seen so far. It contains a lot of photo etch and resin components, some of which even go inside the catapult structure itself. On paper, they look very good. Hopefully, they are good once they've been constructed. To start the construction, I'm going to build these pulleys. They go on the inside of the catapult structure. That means that they need to be built and installed first because the catapult is going to be folded around it. This is also some of the smallest components that I'll be working with on this catapult. After cutting the components off the fret, I fold the base of the system and then clamp the wheel for the pulley in between the arms. To ensure that the wheel doesn't fall out of the arms, I bond it in place using a small amount of extra thin superglue. Next up, I prepare the resin components that these pulleys attach to. I think this is supposed to be some kind of steam or hydraulic mechanism that expands to actually launch the aircraft, but I'm not sure. In any case, after cutting the excess resin off, a little bit of filing and sanding is required to smooth out the surface. Something that's quite common with resin components like this is that they're often slightly warped. I don't know how it happens, but if you don't correct that warping, then it will look wrong on the model. Fortunately, it is easy to correct it. It just requires a little bit of heat. Here I'm using a MiG ammo hot dog, which is just a hot air gun specialized for this hobby. With the hot air flowing over the resin, it becomes supple very quickly and allows me to shape it very easily with tweezers. Simply moving the part out of the flow of the hot air causes the resin to pretty much instantly set and harden into the new and flattened shape. With the resin flattened, it can now be installed on the inside of the catapults. There's convenient etching to indicate exactly where it should be positioned, so it is just a matter of applying medium viscosity superglue to that patch and then placing the resin on top of the glue. With the resin shaft in place, I can now install the wheel. To install the wheel, I once again place a small amount of medium viscosity superglue on the end of the wheel and then place the wheel in contact with the shaft. With the internal components in place, I can now fold the catapult around them and enclose them on the inside. As I fold up the sides of the catapult, I bond the ends and edges together using extra thin superglue that I apply to the edges using a wire. To bond the top of the catapult in place, I do have to be a bit careful. Putting superglue on this edge from the outside will mess up the details, will clog them up and hide them. So I need to apply the superglue on the inside. To do this, I very carefully reach through the holes in the side of the structure and try and make contact with the inside of the edge. Since this will be concealed on the inside of the component, precision is not so important, and if I do get a little bit of glue on the support struts on the way in, it doesn't really matter because there I can quite easily remove it with superglue remover or acetone, because if I remove it over there, it doesn't matter because I won't be debonding any edge that needs to be glued together. It's just a piece of metal. Nevertheless, I try to avoid that as much as possible. Obviously, the less I have to clean up, the easier this will be. The same process of folding and gluing is then repeated for the other catapult. With the core of the catapult now complete, I can install the platforms that go around it, starting with the central platform. After removing the platform from its fret, I position it on the catapult. There's a convenient dot that just clips in with a hole on the underside of the catapult to help center it. So it is actually quite easy to get it into the correct position. And once I have it in the correct position, I hold it in place and then apply extra thin super glue to the edges and let capillary action draw the glue underneath the plate. Once initially tacked in place, I work my way around the platform, ensuring that glue gets in from all angles. During this process, I did get quite a lot of super glue on the outside of the area where I wanted it, and that did look a bit messy, so I cleaned it up using the rotary sanding tool. With the central platform in place, I can use that as a guide to position the other platforms that go around it. After cutting them off their fret, I put them into position and glue them in place using more extra thin super glue that I apply with a wire. Once again, I'm getting a lot of excess super glue on the underside of the catapult, but that doesn't matter because this is a flat surface and I can use the rotary sanding tool to easily remove the excess superglue. After bonding in place the platform, I carefully fold up the handrails and glue them in place using small amounts of extra thin superglue. The same process is then repeated for the third platform that goes on this catapult. It's removed from its fret, it's positioned on the underside of the catapult, extra thin superglue is positioned to bond it in place, and then the excess is removed using the rotary sanding tool. Once I'm happy with the platform's position, the handrail is folded up, and the edges are glued in place using extra thin superglue. These catapults sit on a resin disc. Unfortunately, these discs are not well formed. There is quite a lot of excess and they are a little bit oddly shaped, so I do need to clean them up a little bit with the file before I install them. Although I'm not entirely happy with their shape, they are good enough, and I think they will be fairly well concealed underneath the catapult, so I will use them, find them at least somewhat acceptable. To bond them in place, I position them on the disc on the underside of the catapult, and then glue them in place using extra thin superglue that I apply to the edge of the component. That completes the bulk of the construction for the first catapult. I'm now going to repeat it for the second catapult. Having gone through this once before, I think I'm going to do one small optimization when installing these platforms. Instead of cutting their connection points off the sprue right on the edge of the platform, I'm actually going to leave that tab, because then I have a tab that I can glue to the underside of the platform more easily. As you can see now, when I'm positioning them, this tab does stick out and overlap with the underside of the platform, which provides a convenient place for me to tack it in place using superglue. Once that first tab is tacked in place, it provides a little bit of strength to this edge of the platform and makes it a lot easier for me to apply more extra thin superglue to bond the full length of the platform. Other than that small change, the installation of these platforms is basically identical to the other platform. After gluing them in place, I fold up the handrails and glue them in place, and then use the rotary sanding tool to remove the excess superglue. There are now a whole lot of smaller details that I need to install. At the front of the catapult, there is another pulley wheel. To install this wheel, I apply a small drop of medium viscosity superglue to the center of the slit, and then place the wheel in the slit. On the sides of the catapult, on the edges of the disc, there are 4 support struts that need to be installed for each catapult. So I cut 8 of these support struts off of their fret, fold the sides up into position, and then bond them to the side of the catapult using medium viscosity superglue. After the support struts, there are now a whole lot of other smaller components to install. Firstly, there are a number of little boxes. These boxes need to be cut off their fret, have the edges folded up into position, and then have the edges bonded in place using extra thin superglue. When applying the superglue, I'm careful to not get any superglue on the details and try and focus the glue where it is going to go on the outside of the component on the non-detailed faces, which are going to be used to bond it to the catapult itself. In addition to the photo etch boxes, there are some more resin components that need to be prepared. There are resin pistons that will be installed on the outside of the catapult, then these small, almost canister looking type parts, which will be installed also in that area where the disc is, and then this pole or pipe that kind of just sticks out the side of the catapult. I have no idea what this is for. All of these components require removal of excess resin and then some light touch-up with the file or sandpaper. With the last of the details for the catapults prepared, all that is left is installation. To install all of these components, I apply a small drop of medium viscosity superglue to the edges that will be in contact with the catapult, and then apply them to the catapult in their correct locations. The only component where I'm not 100% sure of its correct position is this resin piston, but really all I have to do is try and stick it to some of the support struts on the side of the catapult. For the photo etch boxes, to locate them correctly is easy. There are clearly marked places on the side of the catapult where I can apply glue and then just simply match up that pattern with the shape of the box. So that's easy. It's the same for this resin canister. Once again, clearly marked position where it should go. And even this small pipe that sticks out the side has a little dot to where it needs to be installed. While installing all of these details, it did become apparent to me that the actual platforms are folded as mirror images of each other. You can see that that's intended if you look at where the details are on the component. Obviously, I folded both of these platforms such that you could see the detail. I wanted the detail facing upwards. Unfortunately, I don't think that is correct, because if I look at my other USN battleships, the catapults aren't mirror images of each other. They're the same on both sides of the ship. Also, while installing the details on these catapults, it was quite clear when I was working on the mirror image, not the correct one, because the components kind of started to interfere with the platforms. So I think I'm going to have to correct this, but I think that's for another video. So in the next video, I will correct the catapult that is the mirror image that it shouldn't be, and I'll do some other corrections to the model. If you don't want to wait for the scheduled release of videos and want to watch them when they are uploaded, consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below. If you would like to support the channel, like and subscribe, and as always, questions are welcome in the comments. Thank you for watching. Cheers.